Okay, awesome.
Do you want to do the intro today then?
I will. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. It's 8 a.m. where I am, and it's 7 a.m. where Brooks is, and we're gonna be coding once again. There's my intro.
What are we coding?
We are coding this streamer calendar page. I don't know why I called it a calendar page. Schedule page. Uh, that allows streamers to come on, make their schedules, and have them be viewable from a front home page. They can also register, log in, and sign out. They can probably change their password, but I haven't really tested that yet.
Actually, we don't have that ability right now.
No? Okay,
No.
good.
In fact, we don't really have login or create account super set up at this moment. We have the form though.
Okay, yes. Yes, that's good, at least.
So I went ahead before the stream and started the server and got you a couple shared terminals. We have this nice login form set up, and we have the create account route for the create account form, but it's not really there.
Okay. It's not actually doing anything, right?
I don't think that we have the create account form doing anything.
Or the login, right?
Let's see, we have login component. What do we have here? A form, it's just method post, and we have no script. So that is preventing
Okay.
us from actually doing anything with the data.
Gotcha. Okay. So we probably want to do that today, right? Is that our focus?
I mean, yeah. So probably create account first step, because then we can log in with the account we create after that.
Gotcha. Did we ever make that form? I don't think we have that form. Schedule, standard schedule, nav, and landing.
Yeah. So looking at this, I don't really see a create account component. So that might be something to create. We could probably duplicate this component and then just update it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do that then. Okay. Control C, Control V. Okay. We'll name this create account component. Oops, I did not. I don't. That's a really long name, but I can't really brief it up at all that I can tell. Quickly, I'm gonna register that route. So here we are. Let me quickly do a create account component. Okay. Create account component. There we go. Okay. I don't know if I made any mega typos there, but I think we're good.
We'll find out if it doesn't work.
Sweet. Okay. So I guess we can test that out then. Do we have? Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, so servers running. I have on the first shared terminal the watch.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sweet. So that compiled then, or quote unquote compiled. Wait. That's the watch for the Laravel. Okay. And then the second one.
So you can tell it is working, although it's a little bit odd because it's hard to tell that it's working.
Right, because they're the exact same view and everything.
Exactly, yes. So this brings we're not going to do this, but there is a philosophy in front end sort of architecture of whether or not you want to create like a bunch of small components. For example, we have this login component
Right.
that has this email and password form fields. We're going to need the same ones for create account.
Okay.
Probably with like a little bit more information, but at least these two are shared. And because they're so similar and this entire form is so similar, it would be easy. I mean, it would be easy for us to decide to create a shared component that both of them use, like a form component, um, or like an auth component, and then sort of like pick and choose like different elements from those to go into different sections. Uh,
Right.
it 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 gets really you can get extremely granular with that.
Okay.
At the same time, that could take a lot of extra time to build up. So I don't recommend that
Yeah.
we do that. I recommend that we follow the rule of three, which is that if we find ourselves recreating the same sort of elements or anything else three times in exactly the same way, now it's time for us to break it out.
Okay. Right now we're at 2, right? So
This will be the second one, yes.
sweet. And it's pretty much just HTML. I mean, like I don't know how it can get much simpler than this, but maybe it'll become a little bit more complicated once we get into the scripting. But
Possibly. I think the biggest issue is consistency in design and behavior.
right, okay. Well, all right then. Hopefully we don't run into that problem quite yet.
We'll be fine.
It'll be fine. So what's different about create account compared to login?
Well, I don't think we should call it login.
Which one? What do you mean?
Create account.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's very clear. I forgot that we had that there. Create account. There we go. Okay. So that's finished then. Call it a day. No, I'm joking.
Well, okay, so let's open up our migrations for our users.
Okay.
And let's find out what information do we need to create an account.
Okay, let's see. I think I went to the wrong place. Let's see. Okay. Oh wait, this is actually it. I think. No, that's the password reset. Create users. Sorry, I had somebody walk in there. Here we go. This one, create users. Yep. I mean, this is as close as I'm gonna get.
Yeah, no, this is exactly correct. So what
Great.
we have here is we need the name, their email. We also have this email verified at here. So we're it's nullable, so we're not going to worry about that right now.
Okay.
And password.
Okay.
So we need to get name, email, and password.
So name, email, password. Let's try that. So basically, kind of go like this. Name. Oh wait, no, that's not right. Text. I capitalize this one. Now name. When I read name, I think my name. I literally think Kale Kirk, but maybe we want to have this username. I don't know. Maybe we can change that later.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's lots of ways we can handle this, but it then they can change later, especially since like this hasn't been deployed at all.
Yeah, makes it really easy.
Exactly.
But do we also want a confirm password? Would we want that?
So Laravel by default does want us to have a confirm password. We can remove that section if we don't want to have a confirm password. It's if I remember correctly, the NIST standards, which is a sort of a government body for. Is it government or is it just a private institution? I can't remember right now. But basically, the recommendation for security is that it doesn't It's either or. It like feel free to
Really?
implement it or feel free not to implement it. It has no real effect on whether or not people remember their passwords.
I I know a couple of times it has actually saved me from making a typo. But
I
then I
mean,
guess I would just go to forgot password and reset it there.
well, if you had that, we don't have that. But
Oh yeah, okay.
so for me, I'm always pasting into into a password field because I'm using a service like LastPass
Mhm.
to put my passwords in.
Right. Okay. I have a bit of a different way to do that, but I feel like my security would be compromised if I described how I handle my passwords.
As long as it's not just using the same general password with changing like a few
Oh yeah.
numbers and letters.
You think I'm a heathen or something? I'm not that nutty.
All right.
Okay.
So we have our confirmed password. We're probably going to want that name to not be password. Also, the
Yeah.
IDs are the same, so we don't change those.
Okay, let's see. So password, we'll name this confirm, I guess, and I'm just gonna get rid of that.
Let's for the name, let's use an underscore. And
Underscore?
that's simply because I happen to know that that's what Laravel wants for their confirmed password.
Okay, sweet. This ID is good then, and the four, I guess that is
Yeah,
how
the
you
ID
feel.
is only really matters for us.
Oh, right.
The
HTML,
name
that's right.
matters more for well, the name we're not going to use it too much, but it'll we'll be sending the data down
Gotcha.
with confirmed password as the key.
Sweet. All right. So are those all the necessary form fields? Let's see.
I think so,
Okay.
at least for right now. We can always change this later.
Sweet. So right now nothing's hooked up as we described. It has a method post, but nothing's actually doing anything. So I guess that would be the next step.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. I feel like login would be easier to do than the create. um I don't know exactly though.
So either of them aren't going to be necessarily any easier or not easier. If we take a look at the routes that we've created,
Mhm.
they because we ran the PHP artisan make auth on that very first episode a long time ago, we we actually have uh, a route for creating an account and logging into an account already for us. All we have to do is sort of send data towards it.
Right. Okay. Um I forgot what those endpoints were.
Do you take a look at
Oh
Terminal
yeah,
2?
okay, I see you. I was just about to do that. Let's see. Okay. So, oh yeah, we need a log out button. We'll worry about that in a little bit though.
I mean, our app is like Hotel California. Once you create an account, you're never logging out.
Ooh, that sounds like a good user experience.
Oh, it's the best of the dark patterns here.
Man, we're really being good developers. Okay. Uh, so this post right here, I guess you can't really tell what I'm
No,
uh,
unfortunately, I can't see
highlighting,
what you're highlighting.
but the one that goes like this. Oh wait, that's action. Hang on. Oh wait, it doesn't actually have the endpoint there either. I'm gonna go like this. Oh wait, that's not actually a comment. This one. It's like fifth down or fourth down from the top.
You mean the post login or the get head login?
I'd say the post login.
So the post login, that is, because it's a post, we know it's sending data in a body. It's probably going to log someone in. So it's going to need data with it in order to actually log that person in.
Okay, so would that be what we're going for then?
I believe. Well, so what are we going to do? Login or create account first?
Uh actually, let's do create account. Let's go for create account first. Actually, let's do create. So for create account, register. It looks like. Oh wait, yeah. So there's a post register as well that is second from the bottom.
Right. And so that allows us to actually create the accounts when we send data to this route.
Okay. So I'm checking in web.php and I'm seeing that. Okay. So dang it. I was hoping to see the routes themselves. Oh, URI obviously is going to be the actual endpoint.
Well, so yeah, the auth routes have been sort of set up for us. We don't need to like really worry about them right now, but we can also choose to delete these and manually set up our own. So right now it's to slash like a post to slash register for creating an account. If we wanted to, let's say, follow our own pattern and say route post slash API slash let's say like accounts,
Mhm.
then we would have to put this register in here. So that would be the register controller at register.
Okay. So I'm thinking real quick. So you think that would work then?
Well, we could try it. So we have a couple different options. We could just do it. Send the request directly to the one that's already set up for us down here in the terminal.
Mhm.
Or we can do this one. I'm kind of the mind that we use the one that we know works already, the one that's been set up
Yes.
for us. And if we want to change it to be our own route, we hopefully we could just change the text by setting up our own route here. But everything else should remain the same. And if it doesn't, we screwed up.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that then. We'll use their routes, and then we'll try to change the route because I don't like the default route.
All right. So let's go ahead and get some kind of library that allows us to send a post request. We can use fetch by default, or we can use something like Axios.
So I have used both, and honestly, I think I don't remember exactly. What did I use? I remember Axios just being ever so slightly semantically more pleasing. Um, but I think we should just use fetch. I think it's a good enough API to just go from.
There's one other reason to use Axios potentially is
Okay.
that the HTTP key codes that you get back from it, if it's not a 200, then it actually gets thrown as an error. So that would be caught by the catch. Whereas in Fetch,
Oh,
the non 200 status codes are still sent as a success. So you have to
okay.
handle them yourself.
Okay. Um, I still think we should use fetch.
All right, let's do
I
it.
think we can handle those in fetch.
All right, it looks like we need the script tags so that we can start creating a JavaScript for this component.
Gotcha. You think? Oh, should I go beneath style?
So I'm not sure if there's a best practice that the community has adopted. I've always seen it done as like template script style.
Template script style. Okay.
And I
We'll
think
just do
that's
that
mostly
then.
because we're often editing the scripts more often than the styles.
Okay, gotcha. We'll do that then. Um, ooh, script. This is quite daunting. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some docs to hold my hand. So we are working with,
So what are you looking for?
I don't know, just kind of a starting point, you know?
It's like to create a function to run when you submit the form.
I guess, yeah, that would work. But I kind of forget. Uh, let's see. Let's just try to make a function that just console.logs whenever we click like log in, I guess. Um, you know what? I'm gonna like wing it and see if I can do something. Uh, oh wait, we're in the login. Oops, we said we'd do the create account first. Here, I'll just move I'll leave this here and then I'll do whatever we did and create account real
It's
quick.
definitely not harmful to leave that there.
Right. It's just empty, so
Exactly. It just
it ain't
won't do
gonna hurt
anything.
anything, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. We'll name this create account. And we'll call it like this.
Um, yes, we can do that. There's another method of adding functions to an object, which
Mhm.
is we don't have to have an arrow function.
No? Huh.
Right. What we can do is remove the colon and this arrow, and it just basically just like that.
Neat. Okay.
That's new in ES6, so I guess it's not really new anymore.
Yeah. How many years has that been out now, I guess?
A long time.
Still haven't caught up. Okay. We'll just say creating account. And so I would say something like this. Yeah. That's how I do it, I guess. Let's see if we got any errors. We did. Okay. Oh, oops. There. Maybe that works better. Nope, doesn't work better. Oh, what? It's automatically putting the quotes around there. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing?
All right. Do you have any
I have
ideas of
no clue what I'm
why this
doing.
isn't working?
Well, it's completely wrong. I know that. I'm pretty sure it's like V something probably.
I mean, that's a very good guess because there's a lot of these directives that start with V dash.
Mm-hmm. V click maybe. Oh, what am I doing? I'm using the templating engine. Okay, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Well, let's try it. So, what do you have happening in this function? You just have a console log creating an account. So, if it
Yep.
works on our create account, we should see the form, and we have a bunch of errors and warnings. Enrich, hello, good morning. So, property or method create account. is not defined on the instance. So here's the problem. We can't just create functions directly on this export default. There's a special sort of place that we put them in here.
Okay.
So I've got the documentation opened on my screen, but create an
What's
object inside of, well, the object you're exporting called methods, and put your create account inside of that.
okay? Gotcha. Let's do that then. And we bring this there. Okay, it compiled.
And we have a lot less errors now. Now, it
We do
doesn't
have that
like that
one.
click directive.
Okay.
And that's there is a better way. So instead of like just putting a click on the button, so
Yeah.
there's a couple of reasons not to do that. First of all, what happens if we fill out the form and then hit return or enter?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Um,
right. I didn't think
right.
about that.
And there is a way to handle both of those events at the same exact time.
Okay, I'm guessing it's with form, right?
Yes, we're going to do something on submit.
On submit. Okay.
It's not that though. It's not actually the words on submit.
Shoot.
Also, surprisingly, it's not a V dash. So
No?
this,
What?
no, it's not. So this is a little bit interesting. It's going to be the at character submit.
Is that because it's like an event or something?
I believe so. Yeah. So it's binding an event and then put the name of the function in a strings. Yes.
Get rid of this. Save that. Interesting. I'm like still trying to piece it all together on how this magic works. We get no issues there, so that's cool. If I click create account, it freaks out.
Well, so let's think about what's happening. We hit refresh, or we hit submit account, and it took us to a new route.
Right. Okay. So can we say like prevent default on that or something?
Yes, exactly. So we have to do prevent default.
Is it
Stacking.
like
Good morning.
this? Knowing how magic works ruins the show. Oh, but it helps, I guess. I don't know if you actually have that opinion, but I think that's a bad opinion if you think that's how you should be coding. You do you, man.
Opinions aren't bad or good. They're just opinions. You just have a different one.
Well, someone here is right, and the other one is stacking. So, I'm joking. Just giving you a hard time. Okay, that worked that time.
This is what I get for having a high school graduate on the show.
E.
All right, so if we have like a bunch of stuff in here, and we hit return, well, I gotta. Then we have our creating an account. Now I notice a small security problem with our form fields here.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I see it too. Yep. Hang on. Type should be password on those actual passwords. There we go. Change it on the login too, just so I don't forget.
Yeah, that's nice and helpful. Okay, so now we have a form that kind of acts the way we want it to. When we submit it, which will now work if we hit return or if we hit this create account button. Also, this create account button is gray, which as a design, sort of like in a design method, gray indicates disabled.
Okay.
Our account button does work, so we should probably choose a different color.
Gotcha. Where did we make that color? Did we choose that?
I'm not sure we set a color for it.
That was just from the reset, right?
I think it's a default color.
Oh, okay, okay. So we'll override that in here, or maybe we should keep it gray until the form validates, and then make it green.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here. But one thing I noticed is down here in a button area, that's where we can set the background color.
Button, okay. What do we want? Do we want green or something like?
Not red, not gray. That's my two requirements.
Let's do. I would suggest a gradient. We'll just do green. Probably won't be super pretty. Probably not going to be the greatest green. Yeah. Just going to go like this or something. Something like that. We'll do like this or something. That looks too gray. Okay, I could be here for hours. That looks okay, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. That works. We have
It's
a very
a little
blue
bit clashy.
theme.
Yeah, it's clashing.
Stacking suggests we might as well match the blue header
I agree.
instead of clash with it.
I'm gonna go ahead and copy it and paste it. Oh, I guess I didn't have anything in my clipboard. I thought I had.
So, as you might imagine, this could be a potential argument for a components for like a button component, and then you could just pull that in here, and you never have to worry about the color or setting it wrong.
Maybe you could expose some sort of like is disabled or something.
Exactly, because then you could just pass that in as a property and say, should you be disabled or not? Mixed Exodus, good morning. What are we making today? We are making a streamer schedule page. We're in the create account login for the streamer side.
This is going swell so far. Had to match the color, just so that we don't like hurt ourselves trying to code this.
All right, so we have our button, we have our form. The button does stuff when we click it. We probably do want to validate this.
Okay.
Let's first make it so that we can console log out all the stuff from the form to make sure we've got it.
Okay. So in React, I remember there were like multiple ways of doing this. I remember there was like a two-way binding with like state, and there was also you were also able to grab the property straight off of the event.
Right. So we're gonna do more close to the former. So the two-way binding system, and that's also how we did it back in the Angular days.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
I guess I can't really say back in Angular days. There's still Angular 2, but I guess back in the Angular 1 days.
It's like a back in my day or something. Okay, so two-way binding. How shall we go about it then? Text, placeholder, edit. Okay. So I'm seeing a V model. They're using V model. I don't know what that means, but V model. Okay, wait. You can use the V model directive to create two-way binding. Okay. On form input, text area, and select elements. It automatically picks the correct way to update the element based on the input type. Although a bit magical, V-model is essential. Okay, yeah. So V-model seems like the way to go.
Yeah, let's try that. And also, do you have the Vue extension for your browser?
I don't. Is that available on Firefox?
It's available on Firefox. Yes, it is.
Okay, let's see. Vue extension.
If you just open the console, load it up on a Vue page, do you get a little bit of text saying,
"Oh
"Hey,
yeah, I do."
Yeah, and it then should have a link to take
That's
you to
cool.
where to find them.
Sweet. Oh, interesting. Huh. Get it for Firefox. There we go. I'm just gonna do that real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Add. I hope I know what I'm doing. Let's run it in private windows as well. Why not?
Evan Yu, by the way, is the creator of Vue.
Evan Yu?
Yeah, that's the person that was making this extension. So,
Oh, awesome. Good work, Evan. Proud.
along with Akryam, who I don't know who that is.
Hmm. Seem like knowledgeable individuals to me. uh, okay, so that two-way binding, how exactly did they do that? Um, okay, I think I got it. Um, so in here, actually, like here, I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna say username, and I'll just make it blank for now. Oh wait, I forgot a comma. So, and then from there, I think what it's telling us is that v model equals, what did I just name it? Did I name it username? I should name it name. I'm just gonna name it name. V model is name. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and try this.
And let's just try this one by itself, and not
Okay,
worry
gotcha.
about anything else.
I'm gonna do one of
Um,
these. Name.
D6 Neox, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Am I teaching Kale Vue? In a matter of speaking, I'm still relatively new to Vue myself, but we're learning it together.
Let's see. Hang on. Oh, nope. It did not like that.
All right, so
They should be a function that returns a per instance value. Okay.
right.
That shouldn't be too hard, I guess, then.
So you
So
do the same thing we do with methods.
not like that. I shouldn't do this. Is this
I
better?
mean, you can do this, but I recommend this style.
So if we do that, then
And then return an object
an object. Okay.
that has name in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that looks better.
There we go. Let's see if it gets angry at us this time. And it doesn't. Whoa. Is this just going to work or something? Let me try a name out.
Well, so now open up your Vue tools in your browser.
All right. Vue.js is detected. Open dev tools. Oh, there it is. Okay. Awesome.
Mixty asks, how do we work with two people on one document live? Yes, it is absolutely just magic. But in reality, it's live share. So it's this live share right here. It's by Microsoft, so you can download the Microsoft Live Share extension. You log in with GitHub or with Microsoft, and then you can share out. I have no idea what the limit is, but for example, I've given him read-write access to terminals. Essentially, it's like a Google Doc. It's pretty awesome.
So,
all right, so we see this name. Did you open up the Vue extension?
I did. It's very beautiful.
And did you see the name? You do. Okay,
I
so
do.
you see, like, as we add stuff to here, it auto adds into the name.
Oh, I love it.
We can gain access to this inside of our methods. So we can console log like what that name is.
So how would we do that? Just doing name didn't work for me.
Right, because name doesn't exist inside the scope of this function, but it is on the object itself. So we can use this.
Ugh, interesting. I don't know. I feel like somebody like Was it Brandon Ike? No, 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 no. I don't remember his name. Dang it. And I always read his articles. He would like rip into this for some reason.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have written those articles, so
um, but I think we're using it in a different way, I hope. um, because like if we made this an arrow function, we couldn't use this, could we?
right. So that's the reason why we can't use arrow functions there,
Ooh.
because it doesn't rebind this.
I always I was always it seems like I was taught this, but it's really just what I picked up, I guess. That that is a bad thing to do.
Well, so it is it's more modern JavaScript, but also to be aware about why you want arrow functions is really important because it is rebinding this. And so if you don't want that,
Mhm.
then that's going to be a problem. So for example, in a lot of old code, what you'd constantly see people doing is creating I guess like we'd have to do in here. We have to say something like var self equals
Equals.
this, and
Oh, okay.
then you create your callback function and then use that inside of there. Completely not necessary now that we have arrow functions, but sometimes we do want this to be rebound, in which case we have to use a normal function. So that's what these are. These are normal functions, or
Okay.
rather, the technical term is methods.
Okay. Gotcha.
There is
Huh.
so I haven't played with it yet, but Evan U has recently added more functional methods
Mhm.
of dealing with components, which should allow you to avoid this. Um, I haven't played with it, and I don't really know much about it, so uh, I don't know anything more than that.
Okay. We'll just use this for now. And then maybe later, if I want to come back and make it functional later, we could do that or something.
Yeah.
Or no.
Well,
I
that's
don't
the beauty
know.
about components is that you could refactor one piece and not have to refactor the entire application.
So I like to hear. Okay, so name is all right being empty for starters, I guess.
Well, right, because like imagine so put something in there, see what happens.
Let's see. Gonna put that in there, I guess. Yes, okay. Cool. So because of that two-way binding, it'll appear there from the get-go.
Right, and we can add more to it, but I mean, you're basically now saying, "Hey, I want your name, but if it's not Kale, your name isn't that great."
Sweet. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna leave that as an empty string. I'm not that conceited. Anyways, so I guess we now make the v-binds for the rest of the
Well,
properties.
so what I'd like you to try is question: do we even need that name there?
Hmm.
Try a V bind without a V model
Okay.
without the like adding the
So I'll
basic
do
data.
that for email then.
Yeah.
Model email. I'll just name it email. And then over here, I'll also log that. Oops. Let me there. So let's see then. Part of me hopes that this doesn't work.
And you're right, it doesn't work. But
Okay, cool.
what I like to do is like when I'm experimenting these and learning them, is actually try that because you could have just made the assumption and not known for certain.
Right, right. Um, yeah, I kind of like how they force you to do that. It's almost like the props.
Well, and
Um,
it's also just a warning. It's not an error.
oh, so it did work,
Well,
but yeah,
I don't know.
I want
Like
that.
let's find out. So if we have our name and we have our email,
Oh, wait, you
It
have to
does.
actually put an email.
It works, but it lets us know that it's not the best of ideas.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes,
I'll
stacking. I am
use one.
saying something about people who assume.
Are you assuming about people who assume?
Always.
Let's see. So I'm gonna make the V model for the password and the confirm. Equals pass. And then for this next one, V model, I'll just name it password.
Okay, that was starting to bother me.
What you got?
It was like, why would you call it pass and not password? Use words. We're
Here, I'll
not
name
living
it.
in the area of having to worry about
Here,
individual
look.
bits.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And then this. No, okay. Just letters. That would be taking it to the extreme, which, you know, confirm. Did I put confirm before the word password, or I did? I don't know which one's better. I'm gonna use this one. I feel like that's more natural. I don't know. Okay, so we have name, email, password, and password confirm. Um,
So instead of console logging that out, let's actually just build an object with all of those in it inside of create account.
inside of create account. Okay, gotcha. We'll do that then. So I'm gonna use a const, and then I guess that's a decent name. Can I just do this? No. Dang it.
Well, so think about what you have here. You have an object, you need a key and a value. That's a value. Yeah.
I was hoping for some ES6 to pop in and be like, hey, this is what you want.
Well, yeah, it doesn't exactly work that way. You could do it in 2 steps.
How so?
Well, you can do const name equals this.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
And then you could just do const data equals name, email, password, password confirm. But that's 2 steps. There, it's like not necessarily. Yeah. It doesn't look that great.
Yeah. Why waste time, say a lot of word when few word do trick?
All right, so this works. We could console log this data and see what it is. Now, I question the word data, like the name data, because it's not very descriptive of what the data is.
Right. We'll call it D.
But before we change this, I want to see if we can do something that we did in Angular all the time, which was in our data here.
Mm-hmm.
What if instead of creating all of these separately, what if we did this? Just have like user and make that be an object that then would have
put those in
name. So I'm then move those in there like that.
Would that change up the V model then?
Oh, yes, absolutely it would, because it's trying to look for something inside of data already.
Sweet. Okay. So hopefully that would just be as simple as this and this and this. Oh, but we'd also have to go like this.
Well, here's here's a question. Do we even need this object being created in here anymore?
Oh no, you're right.
Let's just log out this.user.
Oh wait. User equals this.
I mean, we could. I mean, there's not that much of a reason to, but go ahead.
I remember my linter would always get angry if I didn't do that, but I can get with the times. Console.log. Oh, that's funny. We'll just do user, and I want this in quotes. So, let's see. That was awkward. I think it threw an error and it didn't get to prevent the default. Should that be at the top then?
Yeah, let's move the prevent default to the top.
Okay. Okay, that time we didn't get the awkwardness, but user isn't defined.
Right, because you forgot.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
this dot.
Okay, there we go. This dot. I have a shirt that says this dot. Never forget this dot.
Is it the coding trains this dot?
It is. Yep, got it for Christmas. It's a long sleeve. I love it. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it did it. We have a few extra properties in there, but I don't think that should change much.
Well, yeah, so we have a few extra properties, but do you see how they're grayed out?
Oh, you're in the Vue. Are you in the
No,
Vue?
I'm in console, but I'm in Chromium. You're in Firefox. So they're not actually. It's an interesting object, but I don't believe that they're actually part of that object, but part of the prototype of the object.
Whoa. Okay.
But we can handle that in a little bit. So let's begin by sending this to the URL, to the URI that we want to that will allow us to create the account.
So I'm trying to create an account, and it's keeping everything blank. Everything's still blank for me. Oh, let me actually put in a legit email. Don't save. Don't do that right now. Did that work that time? Hang on. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. So I thought I was having an issue, but I was just not actually validating the form. Okay, sweet. So now that we've got that, let's see. So now we want to hit the API with these data.
Yes, and we have the route already. We know what it is. It's a post to / register.
Gotcha. So I'm going to leave those console.logs there. So if we do something like this, can I just do this? I think I can do that. So what was it? I guess here we do method post, and then we go for like a body. And do we have to do something like this?
Yeah, so these are all things we have to do if we're using fetch. Something like Axios is still popular because it does all that for us.
Blasted. Fetch being dilapidated. Do we have to do anything like headers, you think?
We might. I mean, we're sending JSON,
it,
so we have to tell it that we're sending JSON.
Pretty sure that's how you do it. How do we know if this works or not?
How do you know if this works? We
Yeah.
try it and we find out.
Oh, hang on. Before we do this, I'll do it then, and then I'll just take whatever. I forget what this is, but I don't know what this is exactly. Name it E. You know what? I'm just gonna console.log it. That way, I don't even have to name. Dot catch.
Yeah, so catch instead of .error. That's a jQuery thing.
Dot catch. Oh yeah. Okay. I never even used jQuery all that much. I don't know
Oh,
why
it's
I was thinking
console.error.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Also, Nivla Quill, good morning. Welcome to the stream. What is the best way to get better experience doing algorithm and programming? You may not like this answer, but the best way to get better at doing algorithms and programming is to do algorithms and programming.
What
Basically,
are you talking about? That's the best.
Yeah, just write them.
So I'm gonna make a password, and I'm gonna name it password. I'm gonna create the account. Oh, did I even bother refreshing? I don't think I refreshed at all. Yeah, let me refresh. Dang it, I filled all that out. You know what? I wish there were an easy way to test this.
Well, there is. There is a very easy way to test this. And it's something that I remind students all the time. We have access to the data model here.
Yeah, okay. So I'll put my credentials in there then.
Exactly. That way, every time we refresh the page, it's already filled out for us.
Okay, this is going to be my example then at gmail.com. Yeah, I guess I'll rename this too.
Well, I wasn't having a problem with that. I was just going to add something else.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So password. Okay, you're doing like a template. Oh.
So I just am making it. There's going to be a little bit of uniqueness in here.
Oh yeah, and we have to make it a literal. All right, sweet. Oh wait, there we go. Okay, so that should simplify things. Sick.
Right, but if you actually attempt to run this, what happens?
Response status 419. Okay. And okay is false.
Right.
So.
And so this is where it gets a little bit interesting because this actually came into the .then. It did not go into the .catch.
So could we do something like I don't know if it's event necessarily, but oh wait, no, you can't do that exactly. So like if event dot status code equals 200, then we're good. But if it isn't 200, then throw new error or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's where Axios spit this out. Oh,
response. I'm going to rename this to response.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
And yes, that's exactly what you have to do is basically handle all of these status codes that are not 200 yourself.
So should we do that by throwing again, you think, or should we just check for different status codes?
Well, so let's for like, I would say if it's not a 200, so if it's lower than 200 or if it's greater than 299, this is a problem and we need to throw it.
Okay, so less than 200 or greater than 299, then we'll just throw again.
Yeah, throw the new error, but you have to pass in this the response object, or you have to like at least say what the code is. Otherwise, we're going to lose that.
Okay, can we just say response here?
We can try.
Let's see. And then we just console.error it on the next line. So
Right. So we could handle all of them down there in line 60.
error object response. So that is not a very good way of doing it at all. But I think that comes down to the error, the console.error way of handling it. Because isn't it just kind of parsing it as a string, and then it's just getting, like, we're passing the actual object with all the data, but it's just printing it to the console. So, like, if we wanted to make this a bit better, maybe we could go like this. I don't know if response belongs there. I don't know what that null does, but it's just a habit to put null there. So now I think it'll be a bit oh, right. I always do that. Console.error. Okay, it's empty.
Right. So it's just an empty object. And so the problem here is that we're trying to overload and use a new error in a way that it's not really meant to be used. This is really meant to just hold a string, like a message. Okay. So what you can do is you could say, okay, my const error equals new error. So you could say like something like, we could also put in like what the status code was. So response.status as our message. But then the very next line, we can then say, okay, well, our error dot, it's like the originating object or whatever we want. It's like the error dot response equals response.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now
and
we
then
want to
just say
now we
error.
throw the error.
Whoa, I did not know that, like, at all. I thought what you threw in your new error was what you threw, but I guess I just never thought to.
Yeah, so the idea is that, and also JSON on a stringify isn't really like helpful.
Okay.
Because the error constructor essentially just creates nothing. It's an empty object. Everything is set in the prototypes. So you have to kind of know and understand how prototypal inheritance is working to use the new error.
Gotcha. Stacking just saved us some headache. Had a bit of a typo.
Yeah. Also, I did turn on the connected this highlighter extension, so when I have typos, you could do bang line and to let me know, and then they will be there forever.
Really? Well, I'm gonna do it then. Oh no, line 58. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. I unfortunately, for some reason, cannot see the highlights. And
really?
I cannot, well, I mean, I cannot see the highlights sort of set up, and I can't I can't turn them off.
Bummer.
All right.
So maybe you shouldn't recommend that.
No. It's good. It's all good. Okay.
Just a bit more labor.
Exactly. It's colorful. So what we want to do is we want to like the console log isn't what we want to have here. We want to actually, unfortunately, catch the error.
Mm-hmm.
And probably console.error error dot message.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so if we do that,
419.
we get 419 out. If we console log error.message and we console error.response,
Mm-hmm. Let's try that. Okay. So we get the response. Sweet.
right? So we have the error code and we have the response now. So now you can handle these errors by checking what the error response code is and like what you want to do. So like, do you want to put out some kind of text for the user to let them know to try again? It depends upon what the problem is.
Okay. One thing that concerns me, however, with this setup is what if the error is caused by something other than the request or something? Like, what if we have an actual, I don't know, just random error in our then, and would that be caught by the catch? And what if the catch, like the error in the catch, doesn't actually have a dot response? I guess it would just show up as undefined then.
Well, do you know how to potentially create an error in there then?
Uh, I'd say like, I don't know, like that.
We
Maybe.
probably, I mean, yeah, so we could try that. Let's see what happens.
Hang on,
I mean,
I gotta
it's
put
fine
that.
with that math.
Well, no, I mean it got caught by the if statement.
Oh, yeah, that's
before
true.
we got there, right?
I love how that now is highlighted because you put that on the highlight line.
Oh, it was fine with
It's
that.
still fine
Okay.
with the math though.
What error
But
can
you
we
know
make?
you know what way to make that not fine is add
Ooh,
like an
how?
x equals x plus 1.
Oh yeah, because it's a const. Oh, snap. X is read only, and we do get an undefined.
Right. So you notice that that's the message.
Okay, sweet.
So our
So I mean,
error.message is actually still set for us. So it's still going into the catch. Our catch is basically a pretty standard catch here. We could
mhm.
potentially have a lookup table. So imagine if we have this. Our possible errors. So const it's like messages
Mhm.
equals an object, and we have something like 419, and that would be like,
Oopsies.
yeah, like
Or
we
something
did
random.
well, it's like a 400, right? So you done wrong.
I want to make the next one. We done wrong.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
we go.
Now what we can do then is say, okay, our const, the message we're going to display to the user. So display message is going to be equal to, and we're going to use this messages as a lookup table. So it's going to be, okay, messages of error dot message.
Interesting.
And
Okay,
now
and then
we just console
ooh,
log.
so either we could console.log it, or we could make like an actual element and set that as the inner text or something.
Correct. Yes. So we could set all of those that way. We can, well, we'd probably do something like a vbind. We set something on this dot data, and then we vmodel into the DOM.
Okay. So another thing is that what if this message is something other than 419 or 500? Like,
Well,
obviously we need a default, right?
then we have a default, right? So our default, we'd have to say, okay, well, does that exist? If not, use this other thing. So we
Oh, yeah, okay. So like something like this, like general error or something.
yeah, exactly.
Ah, sweet. That's nifty.
And if you notice, like now we don't have to have like a switch. We don't have to have a bunch of ifs. We only have
Right.
one actual if here. So our code complexity is actually just like one or two, depending upon how you
It's
count
just the
the if.
or thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's only two branches that this function can go down.
Sweet. um okay. So we should get general error there then.
Right.
Awesome.
And if we remove our silly const here,
Yep. Ooh, what's it gonna be? I think I can guess what it's gonna be. Yep, you done wrong.
right?
Sick.
Exactly. So um, that's just a pattern we can do. Um, we may have to wait until we like actually see what the possible errors we have are, and then we can add those messages into this lookup table.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sweet. Um, that's really cool. Like I'm pretty sure I've done quite a bit of error handling, but never really sure if it's the right way of doing it. And I like this way a lot.
Yeah, this is a very functional style of doing it.
I like it.
Um,
Um,
one last thing we can do here: the console log is a side effect, and we're sort of setting this and figuring out what the message is. It might be better for us to do a little trick with promises and return.
mm,
Um, and so we could then do another dot then off of the end of here.
okay.
And I can't remember if we want to throw that again or do a dot then. Because what we want is this dot then to not like actually run, like continue running down.
Right, right. Okay.
And so there are patterns. There's like a bunch of different patterns with promises to deal with this. But for right now, let's not worry about it.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. But yeah, I guess we'll keep that console dot error then.
Yeah.
Sweet. It'll be fine for now.
Yes. Now
But
this doesn't
I see
change the
what you're
fact
talking
we're getting
about.
a 419 error.
Yeah, yeah.
We
So
need to
we
fix
gotta
that.
address that.
Right. 419 error means that the client screwed up somehow, but I can tell you right now that this is a Laravel based error.
Okay. Um, it's a problem with the only thing I would like to inspect what we're sending off in the body real quick though. Like when we JSON.stringify, we break that prototypical prototypical close enough, right? We break that chain, but yeah, okay, so it is just the raw data that it doesn't have any of the prototyping to it, and I was just afraid that that might have messed something up.
Right. No, it's not that.
Gotcha. So it is Laravel. Okay. So where would we look for that?
So, I mean, when I first started learning Laravel, I ran into this and had to like go search the 419 error on Google. It led me to CSRF.
Cross source reference something.
Sort of. The C is cross site As
Oh
a
yeah,
cross-site scripting protection. I always forget the RF.
cross-site.
Cross-site request forgery.
So I'm thinking this is because we have a separate page trying to post to that page when it only expected the one page to do it, or
Well,
itself to do it, or something.
yes and no. We would still potentially run into this if we were using blade only templates and not doing the front end thing. There is a way to sort of like there's an easy way to add that in if we're doing blade only templates, but we're gonna have to add this in ourselves. Did you find documentation for this?
I mean, I'm looking at yours right here.
Oh, you're looking at my screen. Okay, you're screen sniping. You're stream
I
sniping me.
am. I am. I'm gonna open it up so that my stream can see it though too. Sometimes I get a little bit selfish with just looking at yours. So X S SRF token. Let's see. So you are on. There it is, Laravel. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Yep, I think I'm here.
So you are jumping the gun just a little bit because you're trying to set this token, but we don't have access to the token right now.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed. I was starting to do that, and then I was thinking, oh snap! What do they do with that meta thing? What is that meta up there?
I mean, so they're just saying, hey, we could, for example, store the token inside of here, but then they're like grabbing it using jQuery.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
There
We
is
have
a
a
better
much better way
way.
to do it.
There's a much, much, much better way.
I mean,
So
we have state, right? We can store it in there, or
well, so we do have state. I think the biggest thing for us is that we need to be able to pass it in from from Laravel into our Vue front end. So let's open up the Blade template that we launched the entire Vue application from.
okay.
I'm
That's
going to
gonna.
comment that line out.
Yeah, I did too. Oopsies.
Double
Just do
comment.
that. Triple comment. Okay. Where would that be? App? No, probably not. But I'm gonna keep looking in here.
Well, it's under resources.
Resources and routes, right?
Not routes.
No. Okay. Oh, resources. Routes isn't even under resources. Views. There we go.
Correct. Yes. Resources, views, and then we want whatever view that we set everything up. Yes. So here's our router then stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the one.
Right. So let's do you remember when I showed you DD a long time ago?
Yes.
We can just right here run some code. So we can do DD and then just say like a string, for example. If I save this and we go back and we refresh our page.
Oh wow, that's gonna be weird, right? It's gonna look really weird. Because we're gonna have this huge thing up top, right? Oh, okay. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe. Did it override what we had?
DD doesn't allow anything else to be displayed. It's just a data dump of pure data. But we don't want the string hello. We want the actual CRSF token for this session. So every time that Laravel starts a session, it creates a new token and stores that away.
So when you say session, when I think session, won't that persist once you close out of the browser?
It's possible. So it depends upon how Laravel is doing it behind the scenes, and I'm not actually sure if it's session as in your browser session or session as in Laravel's uptime session.
Okay.
I believe that it's actually just your browser session. So when you first request a new resource, they're storing, hey, here's where you are. I'm setting some they set some cookies to like verify who you are, and then
Mhm.
also they create this session token so that way nobody else can make requests on your behalf
Okay, gotcha.
unless they steal your token.
So this is almost like we're getting into the authentication before we actually get into the authentication.
Well, I mean, in a way, yes. We could turn off CRSF protection, but there's like not really a good reason to do that.
Right. Okay. Interesting. This is really interesting. I've never gone this far with, you know, I guess any sort of like security, I guess.
Well, and what's really nice about Laravel is that it does all this for us. So we have to just use it. We don't have to like set this up for ourselves like we
Okay,
do in
great.
Express.
Great. So what they do is they do this. I'm gonna try to say that, but it's not gonna work. CSRF, CSRF token. So if we DD that, then we can view what it'll give us.
Right. So we can see the actual token itself.
Oh, oops, I'm on the wrong page. Let's see. Okay, so it gave me the actual token. It's just a string. Nothing too fancy here.
Right, exactly. So we need to
So,
pass this into our application.
hmm.
In some way. Like we just need to get access to it somehow.
Uh, I mean, could we? Are you thinking about like I don't know. I have no clue. Do you
So the
think
meta tag is not a bad idea.
it's not?
No, it's not a bad idea. The bad idea is using jQuery to access the meta tag.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we can do what they do here and put the CRSF token into the header of our page.
Okay. So how exactly do they do that? Okay. Sweet. Pretty standard. Um, they just do a meta. And then they do like a name. CSRF. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, but equals CSRF underscore token. Pretty
And
sure
we
that's
do
how
want
we
to
do.
make this a string because it's just going to be a bunch of numbers.
Right. Okay.
So we do need to quote it. All right. So
Awesome.
if we save this and we go
Mm-hmm.
back and we load up our page again and we inspect our code, in our header, there is now a meta name CSRF token with
Gotcha.
content.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah,
So
Vue Kerrigan, you are correct. The example does have a
in
hyphen,
the
and we're
example,
using underscore. We're just gonna have to be careful to be consistent with that when we grab this tag. But thanks for pointing that out.
what do you think? Should
Also,
we
good
should we
morning.
make it a hyphen?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I think we should. I think we should. I feel like I don't know. I feel like now that we step into the web world, I mean not the web world. Once we step onto the front end, I've never seen like underscores on the front end, you know?
Yeah, it is pretty rare.
Um I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to I feel like I don't know, I just feel like an underscore doesn't belong on the front end for some reason.
All right. So now that we have this tag, we now need to put it inside of our request. Now there's a few different places we can go to like set that up for ourselves. Um,
Hmm.
I think like the biggest thing is in this one component. So this is the first time we're doing this. We're not violating rule 3. Let's go ahead and grab the token here. But I don't actually know if I want to just put it directly in here because it's going to be a little bit interesting the way we need to do it. We need to actually do a little bit of DOM manipulation, which sucks.
Ooh.
Let's throw that into the data. And then we can use this dot to grab it out.
Okay. Okay. So we'll have the X. Wait, I always forget.
We
Ah,
don't need to put the name of the header in data. We just need to know that it's the CRSF token.
Okay, CSRF token. Okay. That's going to take a lot of getting used to. Okay.
And we want to use native JavaScript now to grab that header tag and get what it is.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to do this in my console of my browser.
Yeah, I like that more. It's really nice to be able to do that. So if we say like document dot, what would you do?
I would do. Well, I would just do query selector. Uh, maybe query selector all and just do meta. And well, we get a node list. I honestly, I think I would put an ID to that meta tag if I can. Or oh, we have a name. We have a name. So maybe meta with name equals C what? CSRF. SRF token. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. So we do get that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do query selector. So there we go. So I'll show you what I've got so far. This is what I have so far.
You beat me to it.
Sweet.
I tried to do the trick where I put brackets around something by selecting it, and I just deleted everything I had.
Chromium. No, I'm joking.
I know. All right. Well, you beat me. So that gives us the tag, but it doesn't give us the value yet.
Right. Dot content seems to work just fine. Oh, Borker.
Vue actually has a suggestion for you.
Mm-hmm. Get attribute content. What's the difference?
Well, so let's try running this in the actual in the browser here. So if we run .content, it just says, "Hey, you can't read property content null." So actually, our query selector isn't necessarily hitting what we want to hit. Are you
Really?
getting the tag out of that?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, maybe I need to refresh. Oh, there we go. So then .content. Well, actually, that does work. Okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought you actually do need to get the attribute off.
I feel like I'd hope they would do this. Well, I mean, the only does get attribute like protect us from something?
It protects you in case the content isn't like there necessarily, but either way, it's going to be null or undefined if it doesn't exist.
So if I try bitbop, I just get like undefined. But if I do that in get attribute, I get null.
Yeah. The other potential thing is dot content available to us in every single browser, or is it just like Chrome and Firefox?
Huh, okay, yeah. That is something to look out for. It's kind of like you win some, you lose some with using get attribute though. Because then it doesn't exactly act like an object how I would expect it to. It gives me null when I try to get an attribute, I guess.
Well, what do
But
you
I
mean? Like
guess
get an
like
attribute that doesn't exist?
Yeah, when I try to get an attribute that doesn't exist, it returns null when I expect it undefined. But
Well, okay.
that's very similar. That's just me
Null and
nitpicking.
undefined are very similar. I mean, yes, they're two different data types, but they're essentially telling you the same thing, and they're both falsy.
Okay.
But in the end, we don't have to really care.
Okay, we'll just stick with this. I don't know. What we could do is go like this, and then go like this, and then try it a second time. But I think get attribute would have done it from the start.
Yeah, we're fine with this.
Okay.
So this adds our CSRF token to data. Now we can get access to that inside of our method.
Okay. So I would do this dot CSRF token. There we go. I don't know. Should it work now?
Well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
It did.
Well, we got to create an account. Let's go see if this added into our database.
Okay. I'm going to go into bash 3.
Bash 2.
Oh, bash 2?
Well, that's what it's named on my side.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking just 3. I'll go into 3.
Oh, okay. It looks like you have 3 shells and I have 2.
Oh, interesting. What? How?
One of yours is not the shared one. It's just a
All
local
3
share.
of these are shared. Because we have the Laravel, and then we have the watch for the for our Vue, and then we have the one for
fascinating.
Artisan.
If you look at my screen, I've actually got that split.
Oh,
shell 1 is our serve and our watch.
I wonder if I could do that.
Perhaps.
I'm gonna.
But
do
anyways,
some...
let's not worry about
No,
that. Let's get into Tinker and investigate the database.
PHP Artisan Tinker. Okay. What was it? App/users or something? Can I do that? Nope. Okay. Oh, dot all. Let's try dot all and then see if that works. Okay, sweet.
Right. So I guess a problem that we have here is that we seeded the database, and we just have tons and tons and tons of users here.
Awesome. How did we do that find thing?
It would just be fine. So : find instead of : all.
But like, how did that like work? Oh, oops, something. Okay, there. Whoa, this is weird. I think we're bugging out on the... Okay, there we go. So, was it like that? Like that, and then like... Oh, this is going to be fun to copy paste. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Like that? Nothing.
Right. So it didn't get added to our database. And inspecting the network tab, we sent let's see. Looks like we sent a post to /register.
To register, and it's a 302.
And we got a status code 302 found.
Did my error handling... Because that's a 302, so it should have been caught by our...
Well, but here's where it gets... let's see. Was it... The status... Yeah, the status was a 302.
I would have expected general error to pop up.
I know. That would have been... that would have been nice, but it didn't. Um, what's going on here, unfortunately, is, well, we don't exactly know exactly what's going on, but we can start tracing it, and we're probably gonna have to trace it on the back end now because we're
Ooh,
not getting any information here on the front end.
I'm so confused as to why it didn't give us a general error. Like what went wrong? That's
Yeah,
so
so
weird.
let's take a look. If I console, if I add in something like that,
What was that?
we have our console log. It didn't reset our browser, so it didn't like redirect or refresh our page for us.
Mm-mm.
Um, so something weird is going on, and I think it's not necessarily what we want it to be.
Because I feel like
How
it is an issue on the back end, but I feel like the fact that our front end isn't catching that error in the first place is also a huge red flag.
Well, yes, but I think it's also like what is being sent back to us is a little bit weird. Um, it's a redirect. So a 300 error is a redirect,
Hmm.
and I think what's happening here is that it's not really telling us. So let's console log what our status message is. So
Okay, we'll retry then. Uh,
did you see what it is?
200.
Right. It's a 200. So it was successful, kind of, but it also attempted to redirect us.
Huh. That's weird. How can it respond with two different status codes?
I know it's a little bit interesting, but this is where the network tab is not giving us the real the real response of what's actually getting back to us.
It's lying to us. It's
So
lying to
I
us.
mean, it kind of, so it sent two things. It had we had our 200, but that's just the response itself. But then it also sent a 302 saying, okay, now that you're successful, please redirect to wherever we want you to go.
Wait, but how did it respond twice though?
Yeah, let's not worry about that too much right now.
Okay, okay.
The problem is that we don't have a response from it in our headers, so it's impossible for us to like really see if this worked or not. And we know it's not working because if we go to our streamer schedules and hit refresh or just look at that, the your name isn't showing up on the list. Although, actually, you know what?
I mean, we are only grabbing the first 10, right?
We're only grabbing the first 10, aren't we?
Hmm.
We should probably change that.
Like what I was worried about is that what if my find function isn't actually working the way I expected it to? Yeah.
Well, let's let's try resetting the database. So one thing I can do is add in a new tab here.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is PHP artisan migrate fresh. So what migrate fresh does is it drops all the tables and it rebuilds them all. It's a very, very cheap and easy way of just deleting all the data at it really quickly and
Awesome.
resetting the database to nothing.
So now we'll know if we pop up here.
So if I hit refresh on streamer schedules, there's nothing there. There's no streamers.
So it isn't working at all. Or it's not creating the person.
Right. So it's not actually creating our entry in the database.
Hmm.
Time for us to go research and, well, not research, to go look up and trace our request through the code. So,
Okay.
um, what controller is this going to?
Okay. So if I look at web, it's going to auth routes.
Well, it's going to auth routes. If we take a look at what the if we remember the routes list,
Oh wait, how did I do that? Or
we have to
how?
exit out of Tinker first.
Oh right. Okay. There we go.
And you
There.
just went back into
Oh,
Tinker.
that's awkward. I'm just gonna type it out. PHP. Wait, are we good? There. Okay. List. There we go. Okay, that time. Oh. I guess that works.
It's route list.
Route list. Route colon list, I guess.
Route colon list.
Okay. To list. There we go. So, it's going to /register.
But specifically, what controller is it going to?
Oh, okay. Register controller at register.
Right. So it's going to go to the register controller and it's going to run the function register.
Okay. I'm going to do a control. What was that? Control R?
P.
No. P. Okay. And I accidentally did something in the console.
Oh, yeah, reverse search. This is really nice if you want to like, oh, I remember the command. I don't want to write it again. So PHP, oh, that's what I want to do. Hit return.
Oh, whoa. Is that what is that for? Is that a Linux thing?
It's a Linux thing. It's a bash thing. You can, it just allows you to rerun older commands that are in your history pretty easily. So here we are in the register controller. So we can see that there's a few different things, but at the top there is a suspicious property. Redirect to /home. So the register users or the register controller by default, and I don't even know if we can change that because it's sort of like written by Laravel, will issue a redirect.
Huh.
Not necessarily a terrible thing because we're not really handling a redirect.
Yeah, but I don't want that 302. But whatever.
We could remove that at a later time. So let's go down and take a look at where we're actually creating the user.
Let's see. Function create. Here we are. Oh, I think I might have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
Would this cause a problem? Like we're giving them the password confirm as well. You think that would cause an issue? I mean, it doesn't.
Not necessarily. If you take a look at line 54, these are the validations that the route is doing. So it's saying we must have a name. It's required. It must be a string, and it can be a maximum of 255 characters.
Okay.
For password, it's required. It must be a string. It must be a minimum of 8 characters, and it must be confirmed.
What does that mean?
It means that there is a password underscore confirmed form, like key in the object, and it must be the same as password.
Password underscore confirmed?
Yes.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay, well, I mean, we'll go for it then. I thought we'd just do that on the front end and then send them the password, but it seems like they're handling it themselves. Okay.
Well, this is the general idea of form validation is you never, ever, ever trust what the client sends to you.
But like, I don't know. The confirmation is only for the user's help, you know?
I know, but so this is Laravel. They're trying to be helpful. They've set all of this stuff up for us. We could remove it, and then we don't need to do the confirmed anymore.
I mean, like, because I was kind of wanting to do that on the front end so that we just completely gray out the button if they aren't the same in the first place.
So the
You know?
idea is that you duplicate your validation. You have validation on the front end that will show nice, pretty little reds all over the place to tell the user that they are
Mhm.
not doing it correctly. But
And you
then you
just keep
also
it on
do
the
it.
back end.
You do it again on the back end to before you touch the database. Did you get this right? Did our user accidentally screw up our front end validation somehow?
Hmm.
Or are they a hacker that's sitting there using curl to send something directly to us?
Well, I mean, I don't know how to make us much more secure, but I'm just a wee little, a wee little person who's been doing this for only like just a little bit, is what I'm saying.
Well,
Anyways,
so let's
uh,
try let's try something. Um,
okay.
what we can try is if
So I
we
see that you
set.
named this password confirm. Wait, did you name that there?
Oh, where is this? The
Line 18. I'm on create account component. I guess you
let's see.
didn't if you're wondering it
We
where it
named
is.
that. We named that.
We did?
Yeah,
Okay. So it's almost like you knew about this from the get-go.
almost like that. Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
However, when we're setting it, we do need to set that in our object too.
Dang. Okay. Well, I mean, I've got this like first world problem. The fact that we're gonna be using underscore in a key, like that looks weird. That looks weird to me.
I'm very
But
sorry.
you don't sound all that sorry.
No, I'm not. Um,
Whatever. I mean, what I would do is I'd keep this as a capital, and then I'd form the body, uh, and like put in the specific properties with the actual keys that our backend is expecting.
I mean, yeah, we could do that too. I also I think by doing this in the data, we also have to change the v the v bind the v model.
Yeah, I really don't like that underscore.
You can pull request. This is a change.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, you can suck it up. That's so what I was expecting there. Because that's what I would have told myself too. Okay, let's go for it then.
So that still, of course, unfortunately, doesn't fix it and change it. So that may or may not have been the problem. Something that might be really nice for us to do is to verify, is this even reaching the create function here?
I say we put some print lines.
Well, we could do a print line, but we also have that DD.
Oh, oh, how would we do that?
So right here, we could just do DD, and let's just do hello again.
Oh, would it like print to the console then?
Not the console.
Well, where's that gonna go? What?
Oh, okay. I was hoping it would be sending us back with a DD, but it didn't.
Okay, good.
That makes me sad. It makes it so much easier when it prints out like that.
Instead of going like that, can we like when we say return here, where is it going?
So it's finishing the create, and then it's going to go on to the next method, which is going to actually, it's going to redirect. It moves on to the next step.
So like returning really isn't doing all that much in terms of what's being displayed to the user. Like we couldn't modify the response by saying a return here.
Well, it's interesting that you asked that, because JCC Dev, which good morning by the way, he first of all says Laravel Vue for the win, and then has a suggestion. We could do a return response, and then pass in something.
So I'm just gonna go for it then. Can I just do that first?
Well, let's try it. Also, we don't really need to comment out the other return, because this return, it returns early.
Right.
None of the other code will be hit.
Right. In Java that would give you an error. So I feel like maybe in PHP it would give you an error as well if you tried. I know in Java it gives you a compilation error. I don't know if PHP necessarily compiles, but
well, let's try this. Let's see what happens.
Don't gotta refresh my front end for that. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, okay. So that was expected, I guess. I got a 200. Oh no, I got a 302.
What? Well, it's the exact same. It's the exact same sort of problem we have here.
Okay. Yeah. So this really we can't be modifying the response here.
Well, so that's one assumption. The other possible assumption is that it's not actually reaching this line of code.
Oh. Well, can't we like print a line? Oh, but then we'd have to wait. Is it restarting the server every time we make a change?
Yes, so the server is getting restarted for us, and we can see the server on the first shell.
Wait, but I don't see it like refreshing at all.
It's not the same as like Express, where you need to like actually fully restart that.
Really? Oh, I guess it's just crazy.
It's nice. We don't have to touch that.
Well, I hope it's doing what we expect it to.
Well, let's try something else. Let's do something in like our routes file. So like web.php, for example. If we were to let's say echo hello
web.php. Okay, yeah, got you.
And in fact, we could just leave this here, and we restart the server.
So that time you did restart the server.
Well, I want to see when it first starts the server up.
Okay.
Interesting. It doesn't let me quit. There it goes.
Oh, there we go.
We see the hello right at the beginning.
So if you were, yeah, okay. So you had to restart it in order to see the hello, not necessarily to have the changes applied.
Well, because when we first restart the server, that's when it runs this file.
Okay.
But what
so
we
it's
can
never going
do
to run it again.
Is now potentially put that into here as like an echo. Is just another way of double checking. Is it going to print this out to the server?
Okay. Something like that. Wait, did that save? Did that save on your end?
It saved.
There we
go.
Okay. So now I'm going to go hit it and you tell me anything. I hit it and I don't see anything in the nope, nothing.
I didn't see that, but also when I hit this, I don't even see it logged out that it hit the route.
Yeah.
So it's not hitting the where we expect it to be hitting. Is there a route for set up for register controller at create? Let me show you the one. I could do one better. Here we have the route list. We have post to register at register controller register. So we are using like the default Laravel routes here. Now, one thing we can That method is create.
Oh, I think, yeah. So, yeah, since we're using the default one on line 18 in our web.php, the auth routes, that is actually creating all those for us. I think that's what he's saying. Like, he doesn't see us register that controller ourselves.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. Yeah.
And we can.
So
Let's see. We're in web.
what if? Well, the validator is probably gonna run before the register. So what if it's not being validated? What if I try echoing over here? So reached validator on register.
Well, so one really interesting way that we can play with this is we can take a look at the login form that was auto generated for us when we did the make auth, and that was at localhost/login, or sorry /home.
So are you saying like inspect the output of that, like the network tab whenever
we can
try
we can inspect the actual code and see, all right, where is our form here?
So that's at /register. I'm gonna go there then. /register. Here we are. Email, password. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Ooh, we get an error. I broke it.
Hey, breaking it is a good thing in this case. Let's take a look at what this error is.
Okay, I see something interesting. They have a token. They have a token that are also passing in.
Well, so we have that token too. We're passing in as part of the header.
Oh, so we do have that. Okay. But is it expecting it like this? I mean, like, let me see if I think it's a different token. Oh wait, no. Request header EYJ, and then if I go to oh great. Okay. Yeah, so it's a different token. It's different. It's not the XSRF token.
Well, it should be the CSRF token. It's just put under. So we can do that too. We don't have to send it as part of the header. We could also send it as part of the body with a key of underscore token.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. So there's an XSRF and there's a CSRF.
Which are both sort of doing for the same thing. The XCRSRF is the header that sends that token down. But if we don't want to send the header, we can send that CRSF token in the body of the post request.
Okay. So they're supposed to be the same, but when I did the /register, they were different. And maybe that's why I'm getting the error.
We restarted the server, so therefore we're getting a new token.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see.
And we would be getting a 419 error if the token was bad.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna try that. Don't save.
So we're running into some problems with how the default authentication is set up for us. I'm thinking we may have to follow Laravel's authentication guide here for running our own, essentially. So if we take a look at authenticating and
Hmm.
Oh, you're still looking at CSRF protections?
I was like, I'm trying to get to a. I'm trying to find the what you're talking about, the auth right now. Like I'm trying to go there from here.
Oh, auth. It's under security. Also,
Security.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Authorization.
Security
Authentic.
authentication.
Here we are. Okay.
And so they have these they have the register controller, and they actually tell us, hey, you can, let's see, where is it? You can just send people on back to that. Look at your route list generated by auth routes. Here's our route list.
Hmm. Um. Okay. Hang on. Do you see what I'm seeing? I see an
Uh,
auth attempt.
yes. To answer JCC Dev's question, should that not be register? So this is what happens. This is the route. This is like the function that you run by default. So if we were to take a look in here, there is no register function, which is a little bit weird. But we notice that it extends controller, but we also have like use register users. So in use register users, there is a register function here. That's the function that's being called. And so we can take a look. Okay, well, first of all, it's going to validate the request, and then it's going to do all these things here. So we could put our echo in here first. But yeah, so like that's what's going on. It's a little bit of object oriented fun because it's not in that function. It's being called into, it's being brought into that function.
Ah, okay.
I
I didn't
guess
know
it's
what you
not
were
really
talking
object
about.
oriented because it's not extending the thing that has a function. It's just using it, so it's grabbing it in that way. It's like an include. I know it tripped me up. Like it took me a while before I first found that. Let me see. Come back to here. Still don't get that when I hit save. I wonder if it doesn't keep those.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't like those echoes in there. There is a logger. There's a logging system in Laravel. I forget exactly how we use it. Can I see the blade view with the form? So kind of. Our form is a view form here. Um, let's see. Create account component. I'll put this. Oh nope, that's not how I want to do. Put this over to the right. And our blade view is just this.
Huh.
So um, what's surprising to me, can I see that create account function? Yes. Here is the create account function. You can ignore the green highlight. I can't remove it. Other things that we can do, we can just push this on up right now. Let's see. Created the create account component. I know, weird, right? I'm betting that like if I'm not on stream, I'll be able to like figure it out pretty quickly, and also I can look at like other previous code that I've written to see
Yeah.
what's going on. I think in the end, what we're going to want to do is not use the default register users functionality, but instead roll our own. There is documentation for this here. Authenticating users. Let me see. We're also winding down because it is after 9 o'clock. Can you see the form again? One last time. Yes. I will leave. Hold on. I will put you back over here. I'll make you go onto the right. Here is the form. All right. So there is all of the default authentication routes and the controllers that have been set up for us by default. And we can see the documentation for that here. The register controller handles new user registration. They have register controller, a login controller, forgot password, and reset password. But do views. Well, so removing the method post shouldn't do anything for that because that will do that. Plus, also, a post in there is a security like protection in case we somehow lose that inside of the script here. Also, we are sending as a post, so regardless. But yeah, you got the nevermind. Let's see. If we go down far enough, there is an entire. It talks about manually authenticating.
I'm just like I'm going down. I'm just kind of reading.
Yeah, there's a lot here. There is a lot here. If you want, this might be like an excellent sort of like homework thing to do, which is try spinning up a new application, or maybe even just playing with this one, and getting like creating a route. So what would that include? That would make, we need to create a controller with the make controller command with artisan. We need to create a new route in web to catch our post request. We need to then create, validate the user in a backend, create the account, and then log just basically respond with like, okay, we created the account and logged you in.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm still reading, but yeah, that would probably be what would need to happen, because this isn't like an issue that you can just like look at it and figure it out like in the moment.
Well,
it's
it
like
can be if somebody's run into the exact problem we have before and they know exactly where to go to look, then yeah, they could probably just point at it and says, "Oh, go check there." For us, because we're still like relatively new, and then JCC Dev, who's set up Laravel on Vue many times, it looks right, but clearly there's something just slightly wrong somewhere, and that's what's causing it not to work.
The thing that I'm worried about is that uh right now I'm trying to use their register. I'm trying to use their register and it's not working.
Right. So let's switch. Next time, what we can do is use our own register, and so that might be a good homework assignment. Is Kale, if you can, at least research and have the list of what that's going to do for next time, but you can also create a pull request with
Yeah,
a
I think I'm gonna do
registering
that.
register where it just responds with like that you're logged in.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Let me I just want this like working again. Oh, okay, so it did work that time. Okay. Yeah. So
I
that's
wasn't
good.
paying attention. What did you change?
So I deleted this. I deleted the return response one, and I just wanted to
Oh
make sure
yeah,
that
like because we had nothing there.
and and look at this. It's not actually printing.
Yeah, so this is the wrong way of doing echoes. Like that's clearly not
Oh,
doing
okay.
anything for us. There is a way. There is a way to log, and we'd have to set up the logger or like figure out where it's logging to.
Okay.
I remember that it's somewhere on the server, and I just forget exactly where it goes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Alrighty then.
But let's see, what did we just made this controller work again? So made controller work again. I'll push this on up and let me find this code here and I'll share it with everybody. I keep on remembering we need to deal with that Lodash vulnerability, which is it's pretty easy to deal with. We just need to run an npm update.
I should
Where
stop
is?
debugging. I'm still trying to debug.
I know it is addictive. All right, everybody. Here is. Oh, I somehow lost my Twitch view. Let me reopen that again. It's my computer's way of saying, okay, time for it to end. All
Yeah,
right,
they
here
have this
is.
token. Okay, I need to stop. Okay, stop. I'm stop.
All right, there is a link to all the code. It is at the Streaming Overlays repo. You can tell that we sort of kind of a little bit changed our scope of what we were doing. But let's give a really quick cap of like what we did today.
Got you. So, what we did is we set up the register route completely from scratch. Actually, we used a lot of the parts from login, and then from there, we started up our form, our two-way binding on the form, and got the data logging to the console. Once we had that, we started posting. Started using fetch to try to post to the register route. And we kind of worked on like error handling and what to expect from a post, I guess, and just handling responses in general. Um, and then we tried addressing the 419 error that we kept getting, and we finally addressed that. But then we got stuck on the user not actually being created at all.
Right. And I mean, I've done it before using the register controller. I don't know why it's not working in this case, but I think just because this is a pure Vue front end, we're doing all the front end routing there. So most of the routing is happening on the front end. I think it might be a better use case for us to just create our own create account component.
Dang it, we got
Yeah,
so
it
close.
probably is that call from Vue. For some reason, I don't know exactly why it would be doing that. But
Like,
are you using Axios JCC Dev?
yo, if that fixes everything.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
there may be some kind of header or something else that's not being set that's needed. We can play with that next time. But
Gotcha.
until then, I think we're gonna have. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Kale, thank you very much for doing this. This has been great. I hope that you've been learning a lot of stuff, and I hope that all of you watching have been either learning or enjoying it as we going through this.
Awesome. It's been great. It's been great. Definitely learning a lot. Love it.
All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna go and switch over to my end screen, and I'll see you all next time, which for me is tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. when I am continuing to work on my deep learning algorithms and learning deep learning. All right. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you, watching. Thank you, JCC Dev, for cloning the repo. Time zone, Mountain Time for me, so 6:45 a.m. Mountain Time, and Kale, you're in Central Time, right?
Yep. So next Sunday, Central Time will be 8 a.m. for me. Next Sunday is the next time we'll be streaming this.
All right. Well, with that, have a great rest of your weekend and a great week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.